Hi Taurus, welcome to your week ahead reading. I do hope you've had a fabulous week. Let's see what next week has in store for you. This is for week commencing the 30th of June. Thanks as always for being here. We've nearly hit 20,000 subscribers, and I said last week on a few readings it'd be great if we could hit 20,000 by the anniversary of this channel. Now the anniversary of this channel is around about the 8th of July to the 15th. I can't actually remember the exact date, and by the looks of it, we're on track for that, so I can't thank you enough. Anyway, let's get on with your reading, Taurus. Your first card, oh my gosh, beautiful. Thank you. We have community, very Three of Cups energy. People having fun with others, celebrating, others celebrating your success. There's a lot of abundance around these three people. It could be that you're in, there's three of you in a team and you're working really well together next week. Then you've got contract. Interesting. Contract is literally, it could be a contract to do with these three people or this collaborative energy. Something you might need to sign, but it's also got the scales in it, and it also makes me feel like things are balancing out for you next week, which is lovely. Maybe, you know, you've spent too much time working and not enough time having a bit of fun, and there needs to be that leveling up, doesn't there? Now let's see. Taurus. Dear spirit guides and angels, please join me in this reading for Taurus and make it helpful, hopeful and healing. Gosh, there's some little flies about it. They tickle. So what it is, dear spirit guides and angels, I've said that, please join me in this reading for Taurus, make it helpful, hopeful and healing, and show us what the focus is for Taurus for week commencing the 30th of June. There we are, you're poking out. Look at that. Can't make this up. Three of Pentacles. Collaborative energy. Opportunity. Please and thank you. King of Swords. Now, I can't believe those first two cards that have come out are so connected to those energy cards, because the King of Swords for me, I literally said this for Aries, if he had a job, for me, he'd be a judge. So there's something to do with contracts, legal, but looks all positive at the moment. Challenge, please and thank you for Taurus. Challenge, please and thank you for Taurus. Queen of Wands. Okay, let's move these about. What's bubbling under the surface, please and thank you for Taurus next week? Oh, that's too many. Regroup. What's bubbling under the surface for Taurus next week, please and thank you? Nine of Cups. Lovely. Such a positive reading here, Taurus. And then finally, your advice. It's too many. Advice and outcome. It's very, very hot in the UK. Again, can you believe I'm actually saying that? And what happens is the cards, these especially because they're quite a thick stock, they kind of get sticky. And they stick together. Which looks like it's what you guys are doing next week. There's definitely a teamwork here. Six of Swords. How amazing. So Three of Pentacles, yeah. Focus is working together as a team. Making sure that you bring your skill set to the table also, but also getting together with people that can contribute and all put their side in, if you like. I mean, if this was a job, for instance, you know, you'd be perhaps pulling on your team members to say, come on, we need to achieve this goal by then, and you're all working together. Lovely. Relationship wise, it could be that, you know, I don't know, nobody wants to throw in a relationship, having said that, but it doesn't mean to say it's a threat. It just could mean that you're having to collaborate with others around you. Maybe asking for support from them, for you both, especially if you're going through relationship issues. Just relying on your friends. The King of Swords is your opportunity. Now with that contract there, I mean, I mustn't be too drawn to that because it has many messages behind this card, but this is about an opportunity for you to make a very wise choices here, and be firm, be fair, because that's what the King of Swords is. Make decisions based on fact, not on emotion, not listening to gossip, There's something about that too. The Queen of Wands is your challenge, though. Now, the Queen of Wands as a challenge, it can mean two things. It can mean that you are struggling to shine in this group, if you like, because the Queen of Wands loves the attention. She's a leader. She would be the leader of these three people here without a shadow of a doubt. Maybe, I don't know, maybe next week you're going to have to take a step back if you're usually in that leadership role and allow them to develop. Another side to that Queen of Wands as a challenge means it could mean that you are dealing with somebody who wants to steal the limelight all the time within this group of people. Now, the Nine of Cups is your wish fulfillment card, which is beautiful, what's bubbling under the surface. I feel like you're on the brink of something, that you really can achieve something. And then you've got the Six of Swords as your advice and outcome from the universe. And this is about captaining your own ship and moving forward, leaving a stressful situation behind. You know, she's leaving those choppy waters and going into calmer waters here. But she's also being led by the crows. And I feel like there's a sense of freedom. Like you're letting go of some anxieties. Maybe that Queen of Wands is you, and you are going to have to step back from something, from you, where you'd usually be the person that gives out the orders. And you're just going to go with the flow, because that's what the Six of Swords also means. It's realizing that you don't need to struggle. You need to just, sometimes we think if we struggle with something, then, we're worthy of it. But that's not what the universe is about. The universe says, why are you struggling when it's a simple, you don't need to make it harder than it is. But we, as humans, we do tend to do that so that it justifies us having that break, if you like. Or it's like, no, go with the flow. Don't swim upstream, go downstream. Anyway, let's have a look. Let's see, where is this Three of Pentacles? I'm just going to give these a quick shuffle, actually, because they do feel, like, as I said, a bit sticky. Okay, right. So why do we have the Three of Pentacles here? Ace of Pentacles. And another card, please and thank you, for Taurus. Why do we have the Three and the Ace of Pentacles? We've got the King of Swords, which is your opportunity and also your focus. It's something to do with somebody who has got to sign a contract, maybe to do with a new job offer, a new opportunity of something, because this is what the Ace of Pentacles is about. It's something coming in, something you're deserved of, and you're working together as a team to achieve it. Because you've also got the King of Swords also as your focus. And again, that's about looking at maybe you've got to look at what you've got already, and you've suddenly realized that you have this, collaborative energy around you, that you can draw on all of their skill sets to make this happen. And that King of Swords is somebody who would definitely communicate that to others in a very fair manner, and a very let's look at this from a practical sense of, and communicate and make decisions based on that too. Again, with that contract energy that's there, definitely the King of Swords is that person that will make things just and fair. As I said, if he had a job, he'd be a judge. He would draw on all the information that he has in order to be, truthful. The King of Swords is your opportunity. Yeah, with that Queen of Wands as a challenge, if this is you, I feel like there's an opportunity for you to step into a more of a non-biased role, and just to have that fair leadership role, as opposed to being the person that, is a go-getter, always wants to be in control. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just feel like maybe you've got to take a step back and allow somebody else to shine next week. But you will sit there and observe them in a very factual manner. Which for some reason also brings in this balance to something. You've got to be the observer. Drawn to the owl there in the corner as well, like very wise, but got their eyes open. They can see all round, can't they? Don't know why I felt the need to do that. Two of Swords is clarifying that. Oh, interesting. This is getting very interesting. Two of Cups. Okay. We've gone from a 3 to a 2. 7 of Wands. There's an opportunity, I think, for you to be that firm but fair person to somebody who's very defensive next week. And it's almost like they're putting barriers up, and maybe it's within this teamwork thing going on. And it's down to you to give them the confidence, I would say, that they need in order to stop being so defensive about everything. You've got the Two of Cups. It's like you're bringing a lovely, there's an opportunity to bring this to I want to say a more soulmate energy about this. It's almost like by you stepping out of this 3 brings a 2 and a more of a, so that people are connecting more. Now, I'm not saying you're blocking somebody. I'm just saying that there is something about, I feel like also for some of you, you're in the middle of somebody's relationship troubles, and you are literally trying to be that person and trying not to be biased about it and say, well, look, look at the facts of the matter here. Because it's like you are trying to amend somebody's relationship. Maybe it's even your own, to bring it back into that soulmate energy, somebody who's on the same level. This is definitely something about stepping back here and being non-biased, because you've got the Two of Swords as well. It's like you've got to make you've got there's an opportunity to go 2 different ways here. But the good thing is, at least it's an opportunity. It's what you want. But you're just going to have to tame yourself a little bit. That's how that feels. Interesting. Queen of Wands, why are you here, please, and thank you for Taurus as a challenge? Well, they're going to have to just temporarily calm it. That's all I can say. 4 of Cups. The Moon. And the Sun. Now, the Moon in itself is a card of confusion, not really knowing where to turn. It's also about the card of, it's attributed to Pisces, sorry. And with that Sun and the Moon, and you've got the Sun with it, it's like, I don't know, I just got opposites attract here too. Sorry, I've just got really distracted there with something I just had in my head, that somebody here is listening to this who is struggling with somebody within a relationship, within a team or something, a community where they're just a bit too much. And whereby they thought that opposites attract, it's now like, whoa, enough's enough. Yes, opposites attract, but there's a level to that. But do they attract? I don't know. 4 of Cups is your challenge. I feel just like you're sitting here fed up with it, fed up with the attitude of this Queen of Wands, and waiting for something to happen, waiting for it to turn around. I feel like you've given this Queen of Wands time and time opportunities before. And it's just, they're not listening, they're not responding. But you will never change anybody. You will never change anybody. Anything that's got to change is your acceptance of that, if that's what this is all about. For some of you, it is. Nine of Cups is, yeah, again, despite all this, I do feel like you know subconsciously that you are nearly there. You are nearly achieving your goals of what you really want. Because the Nine of Cups is the wish fulfillment. You can see she's literally, I always feel like I want to say yippee with this card, because it's like, yes, yes, I'm nearly there. And the Nine of Cups is also about being in the energy of what you want to achieve, the card of manifestation, if you like, being in alignment with your thoughts and your feelings. Three of Wands. Ooh. Ten of Wands. The World card. Yeah, there's something that you need to put an end to in order to, I feel like, have a look at this Three of Wands. Now, the Three of Wands is, you know, contemplating the bigger picture, is expanding your horizons. But the World card, what's bubbling under the surface? And it's like you need to put an end to something in order to get this Nine of Cups coming in, your wish fulfillment. For some of you, it might even be you've got this desire to literally move abroad or to do something quite creative that's quite a big project, if you like, or move away from this Queen of Wands energy, because you've got the Ten of Wands also. And this is about, you know, that it's been hard work, or it will be hard work, but it's a 10, so it's an achievement. You've reached your goal. But that's bubbling under the surface, like you know what you need to do to get to where you want to be. It's interesting. I'm really drawn that you've got, you know, the threes. You've got the Three of Wands here too. It's definitely something to do with a group. Now, the Six of Swords is your advice and outcome, and it's like, yeah, captain your own ship, move this forward. And go downstream and not upstream. Why do we have the Six of Swords for Taurus? We've got the Eight of Pentacles. Interesting, that fell on the Two of Swords. Maybe that is one of your choices, because the Eight of Pentacles is very much the card of independent working. And why else do we have the Six of Swords, please? Thank you. Knight of Pentacles. And Magician. So the Eight of Pentacles, the Six of Swords is moving you further towards your goal of reaching your goal of achieving what you want to do. So this could be starting your own business. This could be whatever, even in a relationship. Say, for instance, you want to achieve something by a certain time. That Six of Swords is moving you closer towards that, because this guy here is sitting here working really hard, you can see, on his pentacles, and this is to keep the money flowing. Yeah, this is an 8 also, so it's a nice flow to this. This is about abundance. What goes around comes around too. I feel this is a very karmic card. But what he's doing is he's, you know, he's quite prepared to go out on a limb. He's quite prepared also to leave his kingdom behind to do this. And to not be distracted by anybody. It feels like, I don't know, are you wanting to leave this 3 group and make it a 2 or make it a 1? You know, there's something about moving on. You moving on, but in a very firm but fair manner. Maybe there's some sort of realization next week to do with a contract coming in or something, that, or some document where you can literally see it in the black and white. It's like, yeah, that is the time for me now. You've got the Magician also, and with that Eight of Pentacles, it's just saying you can achieve that. You know, that's, this guy here is on his own. He knows his goal at the end of it, and that's why he doesn't mind working probably into the night to achieve this. And then you've got the Knight of Pentacles. Now, knights progress situations in the tarot. This is the only knight in this particular deck that's sitting still and standing still. This is because there is an element to this of long-term plans. This is not something that's going to happen overnight, although you've got these lovely aspirations. It's, you know, you're focused, you know that this is going to take a while, and that perhaps, you know, you need to plant some seeds first, make some more plans first before you progress this. But it's something that, you know, is your focus is the long-term outcome as opposed to overnight. Anyway, let's have a look. That's an interesting reading for you, Taurus. Let's see what the wisdom of the oracle says. We have one. Thank you. It says clean it up. Clean it up. Now, the message of clean it up is very much like, yeah, what's the word? Clean up your mindset. I've completely forgotten what I was just about to say. Making sure everything, again, Knight of Pentacles, making sure everything's in place first before you do anything. There's also another message to that. I'm going to have to refer to the book because it's really bugging me. Yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue. There's something else to be said for this. 21, clean it up. It says, do you ever feel so bogged down with emotional gunk that you can't think straight? Could you be surrounded by physical clutter in your home? Too much work? Overwhelmed? Time to clean the house. Every time out of place natters away at you, every unresolved resentment, every comparison to others that leads to a sense of lack takes up energetic space. Every unpaid bill just adds to another unnecessary feeling of being overwhelmed. Now is the time to free yourself energetically by cleaning it up. Just do it. Make room for the miracles that are lining up for you. Oh my gosh, how much do you love these cards? Should we make that the title of yours? Clean it up. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, Taurus. Please let me know how that resonates. I'll catch you up with you next week. Thanks as always for watching.